time it is. Marvin Devine, Huber, Axel, and you know how we do. Yeah, I got the juice. Big game cool, make them look like cool. Always play it cool, that's the biggest rule. Forget what they doing, keep on doing. I've been making loot since like 22. Ask me how I made it right here in the booth. I'm always pursued cause of what I pursue. That's greatness, yeah, I gotta make it, I got things to lose. Boy, just wanna get in my crew, but you can't get in my crew. Me, Axel, and Huber way too fireable. When this joint drop, better call the troops. And when you hear the drop, better raise the roof. Better raise the roof. You already know what happens when we link up. Let's go. Yeah.
Hello, I'm Darren. We have breaking news. More than 600,000 Americans have kidney failure. While the number of people with kidney failure is enormous, the number of people with its precursor, chronic kidney disease, is staggering. An estimated 31 million Americans, or about 10% of the US population. Diabetes and hypertension cause 2/3 of all cases of kidney disease. 1 out of every 3 Americans is at risk for kidney disease, and kidney disease is now among the top 10 causes of death in the United States. In addition, 9 out of 10 people with early to moderate kidney disease don't know they have it, putting their health in jeopardy. Are you at risk? For more information, contact urbankidneyalliance.org. The life you save may be yours.
What's going on? What's going on? Welcome to Steve the Kidney Nurse. Good evening and thank you for joining me tonight. Imagine donating your kidney to your relative and then years later, you in turn need a kidney yourself. Well, tonight we have an individual who went through that same situation. We got Federico Aquino, all the way from Sherwood, Oregon, here on Steve the Kidney Nurse to share that story and how he ended up on dialysis and not at the top. So tonight is going to be an awesome show. Share this broadcast. All right. Share this broadcast. It seems like we have a little delay in the connectivity. So again, please share this broadcast. I'd like to thank Bella Langston for watching the show. What's going on, Bella? She's host of Sisters Against Kidney Disease every other Monday right here on Urban Health Outreach Media. Also like to acknowledge Jared A. Brown, senior producer and Director of Graphics for Urban Health Outreach Media. So tonight, let's get right to it. Without further ado, all the way from Sherwood, Oregon, with an amazing story that could possibly happen to you. Again, share this broadcast. We want more than 50 people on here. We have to support the kidney community. These are one of those stories that are a teachable moment. So please put your hands together for Federico Aquino. Hey, Federico, how you doing?
How you doing, Steve?
Pretty good, man. Thank you for joining me tonight.
No problem.
It's been a long time coming.
Yep. Maybe long time coming, that's for sure.
I think maybe about 6-7 months, maybe a little longer than that. You reached out. I saw that you had made a post concerning your story, and I thought it was a very interesting story about you sharing. About you donating your kidney to your brother, and now you ended up on dialysis.
Right.
Yeah. How's the weather out in Oregon?
Right now is a little cold, but not bad.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure if it's raining or not, but probably just a drizzle right now.
So, just for the audience sake, you grew up in New York City, correct?
Correct.
All right. So, East Coast.
Yep, East Coast.
Yeah. So, Federico, please share your story. How did you go from being a donor to being on dialysis? Now it's been 4 years.
A little more than that.
A little bit, 4 years.
Okay. First of all, it all started, I would say, in November of 1980. I was in a bad car accident, and actually, they had to bring me back like 3 or 4 times, I was told, before I was, well, let's put it alive. They had a hard time getting me, and that was in 1980. Now in September 90, my brother lost the use of his kidneys, and I donated a kidney to my brother, and everything was going fine for him and me. Unfortunately, my kidney only lasted 11 years in my brother, and he needed another kidney, but unfortunately, he died waiting for another kidney. But at least I gave him 11 years with no dialysis, and being on dialysis now, I know how good that was for him. In June of 2001, excuse me, I lost my track here.
You said June 2001. Your brother had deceased, so
right.
He has your kidney for 11 years.
Correct.
So as time went on, did you get sick that caused the other kidney to deteriorate?
Yes, I had high blood pressure. I went into my doctor for an appointment, and my blood pressure was unusually higher than it should have been. So he told me increase my blood pressure medication, double it up. So I did. 2 weeks later, I'm in an emergency room at the hospital, all swollen up and not knowing what's going on. And that's when they told me I lost use of all my remaining kidney, and apparently it was blood pressure medication that did it.
Okay. Wow. So let me ask you this. When you donated, when you did the donation, what year was that? In the 90s?
Yeah, 90,
Okay.
1990.
Now, did the hospital where you donated, did the transplant people like follow you up? Uh, like, because I'm trying to figure out how did you end up on dialysis and not at the top of the list? So when they knew that your kidney was failing, that you can go to the top of the list, because we hear a lot of stories. Well, let me just say, I've heard a lot of stories of donors that I had on the show, and they say if something were to happen to them, then they're at the top of the list. Now, did that happen in your case?
Yeah, I was told the same thing. Now the only problem is uh when I did finally went for that appointment that I need a kidney transplant, the doctor said I have to, for him to do it, he needs me to have all my dental work done and have me checked out completely so that you don't lose the kidney that they put in me. But unfortunately, I don't have dental insurance, and so I got to wait to.
If I may ask,
Yeah.
I mean, what type of dental work would cause you to not be eligible to be at the top of the list to get a transplant? I mean, I would think that I understand the doctor's concern, but at the same time, you did a heroic and unselfish act by donating. And what a lot of people hear is that if you donate, you go to the top of the list. And so when something happened and that doesn't take place, it just makes you wonder why, because I feel like you should have been had a transplant.
Yeah, I
You
feel
feel
so.
that same way?
I feel the same way also, but they got their rules and regulations. Just like they also wanted me to be at least 6 months off of having any marijuana in my system.
No, I can understand that. Are you in Oregon? I mean, did this transplant happen in Oregon or New York?
In New York. I went to New York to transplant the kidney to my brother.
Okay. So
I was still living in New York when that happened, actually.
Okay, so now you're in Oregon. Does that change? Does the situation, I mean, do you have to go back to New York to get your transplant, or can you start a process in Oregon and let them know what you've done in New York, and that can put you at the top, or reach out to UNOS or any of these large transplant organizations that promote donations?
Well, supposedly I'm at the top of the list once I get approved to get a transplant. That's the problem. I have to get approved. I have to go through all the medical, but off the top of my list, first they told me was 6 months pot free. I also needed supposedly have at least $6,000 in the bank. They told me
$6,000 in the bank.
Yeah, that's what they told me. Well, the transplant doctor said, and that's for the medical expenses and the traveling back and forth that you need to take once you do a transplant. You have to go to the hospital at least 2-3 times a week. So that's what they told me. They wanted me to have $6,000 in the bank, get all my dental work done, and anything else that might come up that might need it work. But
see, I don't agree with that. I'm sorry, because you did something really, really heroic, and for the tables to turn on you, and now you need the help, and now it's stipulations when there was. Did they tell you that in the beginning? Like, say, oh, Mr. Aquino, you're gonna go to the top of the list. However, if X, Y, B, this is not happen, we can't give you the transplant.
They did not say anything about why I couldn't or why I wouldn't get a transplant when I first did it. They just told me that I would be at the top of the list if I ever needed a kidney. That's all they told me.
Yeah, see that, man. I'm sorry. I'm boiling right inside But I'm sure there could be other reasons. However, I don't know your medical history, but that just really just irks my nerve that what you've done, and to be kind of put all this stuff in front of you to do before they give you a transplant. So, hey, Federico, what year did you start dialysis?
I started in October of 2016.
Mm-hmm. Now, did you know that you was going to start, or just, I know you said your kidney function was declining, but did they put the access in prior to you starting, or you went to the emergency room and it started on the emergent basis?
No, I just after I started taking the blood pressure medication, double up on it, I just knew that something was going on because I ended up in the hospital, but I had no idea.
Federico, John Manro, thank you for commenting, John, and thank you and welcome to the show. He wants to know, can a GoFundMe page be set up? Has there been any type of fundraiser or GoFundMe page set up in your behalf to help you with these financial costs?
No, because fortunately, when it does get to the point, if I do need the money, fortunately, I'm one of those people that has a good mother-in-law, not a bad mother-in-law, and she said that if whatever money I need, she will give me. Mm-hmm. So that's one thing I have in my favor is I don't have to worry about the money at the moment.
Mm-hmm. So I guess the big question for a lot of people, including myself, why the wait? I know you said pot free, and I know offline you mentioned you deal with a nerve condition in your lower extremities where the cannabis helps with pain management. Will there be a point where you will, put the, cannabis to the side and do what you need to do to be placed on the list?
Well, all I know is specifically is my dental work. After that, who knows? Once they check my heart out or whatever, they might find something else, because that's another thing I just found out the other day. Right now, I'm being scheduled for a pacemaker. So I don't know if that's going to affect getting a kidney transplant or not, but I do whatever I have to do.
Right. Because, now, let me ask you, did you talk with the maybe transplant team or reach out to them to see if that would be a hindrance in getting the transplant? I wouldn't think so. I would think you would need to heal, a couple of months or so. But I shouldn't see that being an issue.
I don't see it either. All I know is they wanted me to have my dental work completely done. And of course, the reason for that is they don't want nothing to affect your new kidney.
Infection. Mm-hmm.
Right. Get an infection and then end up losing the kidney you just got. So I just have to wait and see what happens.
Mm-hmm. Now, can you take us back to the first day you started dialysis? You mentioned you know now what your brother went through. Tell us, what was going through your mind the first day you stepped through that door of an outpatient dialysis facility, seeing all those machines and people sitting in the chair?
Well, I had seen that before because I used to go to my brother a couple of times while he was on dialysis. So I knew what that was like. But it was just being there and saying, well, this is my life now for the next who knows how long. So I got to meet people and told them my story. They told me their stories. And but either way, I'm just waiting to find out what the next step is.
Mm-hmm. Well, let me ask you this, Federico. When you donated your kidney to your brother, were there any doubt in the back of your mind that this could possibly happen to you? Did you, I mean, back
No,
then, thinking back, did that ever cross your mind with like a little doubt in the back?
no. To me, that was my brother needs a kidney and I can give him one. Let's go for it. That's all I thought was, my thought was only on my keeping my brother alive. That's all I thought about.
Oh, John, thank you, John. Man, I don't know where you came from, but thank you for engaging in this show. John, and he makes a good point. John asks, have you checked with the Oregon Dental School in Portland?
I made inquiries, but right now I have to just, I guess, get back on it and check again to see if what I can do to get on there.
Yeah, because I forgot most dental schools offer that type of work because they had the students that need that clinical, practice, and they're under the guidance of a dentist. But that was a good comment. Thank you, John. I didn't even think about that. And then Audrey Bella Langston, host of Sisters Against Kidney Disease, she says she thinks you can get a transplant with a pacemaker. And Audrey, she's a transplant recipient. Her godson donated to her, I think, about 15, 16 years ago. So there's a lot of support out here. So when you walked in, you saw all the machines. Were you nervous?
No, I wasn't nervous at all. I'm just like, well, I guess it's going to be 4 hours of reading or watching TV or what I'm going to do, and thinking about, well, I don't know how long I'm going to be doing this, but I guess I just got to plan out 4 hours 3 times a week.
So let me ask you, Federico, take me back to the hospital. Or did you go from did you do dialysis in the hospital, or you did dialysis, you started in the outpatient facility?
No, they started me in the hospital that same night.
Okay.
That they checked me in. And then once I was released from the hospital, I started dialysis at the dialysis center 3 times a week.
So was there any education given to you between the time you found out your kidneys were declining up until the time you actually were discharged from the hospital? Were any dialysis options given to you, or anything about outpatient dialysis conveyed to you between that time before you started in the community?
Nope. All I know is I got set up for dialysis, and I went in. Luckily, the center is close to my house, so I knew where it was. So I just said, well, I guess that's going to be my home for a while. But that's one thing they should have given me the different type of dialysis available
options,
or the options that I had, and I wasn't given any. I was just set up for dialysis.
Wow. No options. And see, this is what we talk about. This just doesn't happen in the urban community. This happens everywhere, where these companies fast track. Once you diagnose, you get in the hospital. There's no education between the hospital and going into the outpatient facility. And that's the exact same reason why I wrote that book, How to Survive Outpatient Dialysis. So when did you find out about home dialysis? And has that been a consideration for you and your wife?
I found out about home dialysis or doing home dialysis about a year or 2 after I started dialysis. And
wait a minute, a year or 2 after you started dialysis, you found out about a home dialysis?
Correct.
You didn't know nothing about home dialysis or heard anything. The 2 years you was in the dialysis clinic, no one said anything to you? No,
I found out. Nobody told me about it. I just happened to look online and read about home dialysis, and I said, well, let me look into it. And so when I looked into it, then me and my wife had to go for training, and it took a while for us to finally make it to training because they didn't have a nurse available for training.
Wow.
And supposedly they don't have a nurse available right now for training because there's people that just started dialysis, and that as new people come in, I tell people, I introduce myself and I tell them, look, this is the deal about dialysis. I don't know if anybody has told you because nobody told me, so I'm telling you. So I tell them, you got an option to do home dialysis, and either hemo or PD, and but that's why when I saw your book came out, it's something that was on my mind for a while. I says, I wish I could come up with, just a pamphlet that I could give to new patients as they come into the clinic. I said, hey, here, take this and read it because nobody told me, and I want you to know every situation, what's available for you, home dialysis or PD dialysis.
Correct.
But I started home dialysis in January a couple of years ago, but unfortunately, I had problems with my access, and that stopped me from doing home dialysis. But while I was doing that at home, my wife used to put the needles in, and we did our dialysis, and I liked it.
Can you go back? Are you still having issues now with your access?
We think it's all straightened up, but right now there's no. They will want us to take a new training all over again. And,
What?
And they told me there's not a kidney nurse available, or they don't have a kidney nurse available. They're working on getting a new kidney home nurse.
Let me ask you this. Oh, man. Are there any private companies that can do home dialysis out there? We're going to have a company on tomorrow night, Primo Healthcare Service. They do home dialysis up in Jersey, and they said they can do it all across the United States. So I'm going to have co-owner on tomorrow night. So definitely watch that show because he said he can do it all across the country. And Leslie, yes, Leslie, Federico was a donor. He donated to his brother. And then I guess Molly is your wife.
No, Molly's my daughter.
Oh, okay. All right, Molly. Sorry. Molly says, yeah, the way his access was, it was pretty dangerous to do at home. Okay. Was so nice to have him there, though. Absolutely. That's the beauty of it. And see, I'm just kind of angry at your situation, Mr. Aquino, because just me personally, I feel like you did something really, really selfless. And even though, like you said, it was your brother, the narrative that the hospitals and these transplant clinics put out there is that one goes to the top, but you hear that, and so one say, okay, go do that, but you don't know. It's almost like read the fine line. You know what I'm saying, of a contract. Yep. It like you said, $6,000, dinner work, this, that, which they should tell you that up front and not, at the back end when it's finally happening. They tell you up front, then at least if you start going into that direction, then you know what to do. I mean, you could have been better prepared for this. Yep. Who knows? Like if they told you, say, okay, Mr. Aquino, if something should happen to you because you got one kidney, and I'm sure they did the workup, your blood pressure, everything was good. That was what the workup is for. And so, all through the years, we know. Let me ask you, just by your last name, are you your heritage is Hispanic?
Yeah, Hispanic, Puerto Rican.
Yeah. So myself, we're at risk. Our race is at risk more than whites when it comes to kidney disease.
Correct.
And so you would think that with that being said, that the doctors would say, okay, because you fall in a high risk group, the possibility that this may occur, we don't know because you can't forecast the future, but it puts you in a much higher risk now because you only have one kidney to function with. And I would think that when that happens, that they will monitor you, like monitor you throughout the years to make sure, what your GFR is. So when they see it heading that direction, then they can be proactive instead of reactive.
Yeah.
And let me just say this, and I'm sorry to say this. I mean, really, I'm not, but that was one of the reasons in the past that personally I felt strong about when it came to donation, because I always said, if I'm at risk for kidney disease and if I donate to someone, what if I fall and need a kidney and now I got to go on dialysis? It's like I sacrificed one organ with the promise of going to the top. And I'm thinking that, okay, I'm going to go to the top and it's going to happen. But then when it happens, there's all these restrictions, or like, you got $5,000-$10,000. Let me check your dental work. This. I would, I'm just saying, speaking for myself, that was one of the reasons why I was hesitant, or am hesitant, with my views about when it comes to donations from African Americans, because, I'm for donation, don't get me wrong, but what do you do if you're at risk? You're in a category, a race that represent 13% of the U.S. population, but it counts for more than 32% of people on dialysis. 1 in 3 Blacks have kidney disease, or 9 out of 10 have stage 3 and don't know it. When you hear these numbers, I mean, it's just, what does one do when they fall in a category like that? I mean, that's just my spiel when it comes to it, because, I met a gentleman, that donated his kidney to his mom. And God bless him. Absolutely. I would donate to my mom if she needed it. However, 5 years later, that organ rejected. And then this gentleman ended up on dialysis. His mom died, and then he ended up on dialysis. And it was to the point he don't want his kids to donate to him, because he don't want the exact same thing to happen to them.
Right.
I mean, let me just ask you your opinion on that. I mean,
well, when it first happened and I knew my brother needed a kidney transplant, my only thought was, let's get it done. I didn't think about, well, what if I need a kidney transplant? If I give him one, then I ain't going to have nothing. Or I'm going to have one, but what if something happens to me? I didn't even think about it at all. My main concern at the time was get my brother off dialysis. That's all I thought.
Mm-hmm.
And I would have done nothing different.
And I don't think anyone would expect this, any different as well. However, you do have family members where, they don't donate. I mean, that's a issue. And then that's someone's, that's their own right if they want to donate or not. I mean, a person can't be guilt tripped because they decide they don't want to, donate. But man, I'm so sorry, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, that you fell through that crack, because I just feel like you should have been monitored throughout those years. It should have been like a for life thing. I don't
Well,
care if you're in New York, New Jersey, wherever you move, that, you know, your records go where you go and you pick up right where you left off. You know, let me go every 6 months to get this checked
right.
out.
Well,
Every 6 months, man.
well, now in hindsight, exactly what you're saying, it should be done to any new kidney donor. But in my case, no, I never even saw those people at all. All I ever saw was my primary physician for my regular checkups.
Mm-hmm.
I did not, you know, so.
Also, did your primary, did he check it out?
Yeah, well, that's how I ended up getting losing my kidney because
Right.
he was checking out, and I guess my blood pressure was really high, and he doubled the medication, but unfortunately, doubling the medication knocked out my remaining kidney. So I don't know if it was to blame him or the medicine.
Wow.
All I know, unfortunately, you know, I looked into suing him, and unfortunately, I found out, or I looked into it too late. Unfortunately, they only have is a very short time span here in Oregon if you want to sue a doctor.
The statute of limitations.
And I was used to what was happening in New York because I'm from New York. So when I went to look into it here in Oregon, I found out I was too late if I wanted to sue my doctor for
Damn.
So now, only thing I can hope for is find out if there's a lawsuit against the medication itself. But I need to go to the pharmacy and have them look up exactly what I was taking at that time.
Let me ask you this. And you know, I apologize. My geography ain't that intact. But what state is next to Oregon?
Washington on the top, Oregon on the bottom, and Idaho on the right.
Okay. Now, are you eligible to go to another state close to you to get on their transplant list? Have you thought about that to see if their criteria is much different than or at the hospital where you're at?
Lately, I've been thinking about it because I would like to get off dialysis. You know, because, you know.
Man, to be honest, I feel like you shouldn't even be on dialysis. That's just my opinion. You know, I don't know your whole medical history or anything like that, but given that you donated and the way how these transplant organizations donate life and how they what's the word? How they ask for donations, and you know they promise this and that. I mean, somebody dropped the ball, because once you donated, the monitoring of the GFR, everything should have been right in step. So when that time came where you know your GFR got to a certain point, like say 12%, 13%, whatever the case. All right, it's time to get him and get this kidney, because he did what he did back in the 90s. So it's his time now. I mean, honestly, and this may, you know, sound cold, and I know a lot of people who may be on the transplant list that may have been on there for years, but if you do something like that, it should be like no question. You know, you going over people and you're at the very top, like that next organ that's coming in. I mean, without any hesitation or doubt. But that's just my thought and opinion. And that's what I would have thought if I was in your shoes and I donated to my sister and she needed a kidney. I would have thought the same thing. Like, and if I ain't had no medical experience, I would have thought, and they told me that, like, okay, at least I know if when this happened to me, I'm expected to be, I would have thought the same thing without any hesitation. So it's just ridiculous. I mean, and conversations like this need to happen. And I appreciate you being on here and being candid and sharing your story. What has been the most challenging of doing outpatient dialysis?
Actually, you know what I hate the most is the waiting time to get on the machine and get off the machine and get home. It's what I hate the most. Not hate, but bothers me the most.
Kevin, my buddy Kevin Lukens, he says Salt Lake and Washington have good transplant centers near in Idaho.
Okay.
I'm not sure if you're close to there.
Just Washington.
Yeah.
It's just now.
I would just, you and your wife, you should at least research other places and just let them know your situation, because I've heard some people say some transplant places do allow people to use cannabis. Yeah. I mean, that's still open up for discussion. And like they say, the art of medicine is not an exact science. It's not. And what may work for one person may not work for the other person.
Correct.
So, and John, he comes back, he mentions might be a good time to find a good lawyer or organization that deal with medical issues. But I know you said in Oregon that the statutes of limitation ran out. Is that correct?
Yep. Correct.
Okay. And then Leslie asked, yes, Leslie, he did home dialysis and he had an issue with his access that rendered it dangerous to continue to do it at home, which has now been resolved. However, there's no home dialysis nurse at the facility. Now, Federico, how many clinics are in your area? Could you go to another center that may have a home dialysis nurse?
Well, that's where I go. Well, because my center never has had anything for outpatient. I had to go to another center, and that's where I did connected to do my home dialysis. But right now, even they are in need of a nurse.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you, it's a shortage of dialysis personnel, and especially with COVID going on, the training is probably a lot more. It's the same, but it's set up a little different because of the pandemic.
Yeah, because the only thing else I was thinking of doing was switching dialysis companies where I do dialysis at, and see if I have better luck there, maybe. Because with the company I'm at now, unfortunately, either they can't keep or it's a tough situation keeping home dialysis nurses.
Yeah, let me ask you a question. You've been candid about your cannabis usage. When you do dialysis, do you use cannabis before you go to treatment? And if not, have you ever? And has that made you relax or be more calmer during the treatment?
Well, now I do. It does help me keep calm and relax. But the main reason I do the cannabis is for my pain situation in my legs. I put it this way, I don't use the cannabis just to get myself to feel good or relax. Sure. I do it more for pain control. And as a side, it helps you being relaxed and so forth.
Oh, absolutely. Leslie wants to know, have you created Looking for a Kidney page? And Leslie, you might have just came in. Federico has to get over some hurdles before he can be listed on the transplant list. One major one is some dental work that cost a little bit, but you know, you should think about that GoFundMe page. And if you do, your wife, your sister, your daughter, my God, I'm sorry. Your daughter, Molly, said he is very relaxed when he does. But with that being said, what I was going to say, if your family were to create you a GoFundMe page, I would definitely put it on and share the link, and even on some shows, put the scroll down and mention your story, and even want to get you on the Warriors Quest with Jared A. Brown. He says, I hope AKF or other nonprofit organizations may try to help him. I'm serious, because we got to rally around you. Someone, I don't know what you had done, but I just think this is a travesty in itself that, it's almost like you've been left behind.
Yeah. Well, the way I look at it, this is a new year, and these are all things I want to do. So I just have to get at it.
If your daughter and wife, if your family were to create a GoFundMe page for dental work, I promise you, I would put that link on all our shows, broadcast it, and just talk about it at different shows about your story, because you deserve it, man. You gave her, even though it was your brother, you still donated life. It doesn't matter if it was your family or it was altruistic. You still gave a part of yourself to save a life. So I hope your daughter, your wife, they see this and they think about it. And if you know how to reach me, we have each other's number. Yeah, man. And we want you to even be on the Warriors Quest to share your story. Even because, look, I want to tell you, Federico, if we were to get this done and you get whatever amount you need raised, if you don't mind me asking, do you know the amount, not the hard amount, but the soft amount that you need for this dental work? Is there a financial goal?
I don't have no idea exactly what it will cost or what's it going to cost me, but I would say the way things are going now, I would say what I would like. I don't think I want dentures. I think I would like a complete new implant.
Okay.
And I know they're expensive, but
so basically you have to get some extractions done.
Yeah, I need to get some extractions done, and I don't know what else they might find, but
have you had a dental exam to find out exactly what you need done and the exact cost without insurance?
No, I haven't.
Have you applied for Medicaid?
Yes, and I don't qualify.
Damn. Okay.
I'm right at what you call it,
the threshold.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is just me. I would maybe suggest, and this is just a suggestion, maybe finding a dentist that could do maybe some pro bono work.
Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, get someone that can advocate in your behalf. Find a dentist. Share your story, man. Keep sharing what's going on, because I'm sure that there's a dentist out there that wouldn't mind doing work for half the amount, or looking into your story. Maybe they had someone, a family member that needed a transplant and got a donation. Man, it's millions of people in this world that has the financial means. I mean, 10,000, 15,000 to somebody like me and you, where we kind of at the bottom. That's okay, but that's a lot of money. I don't have 15,000 saved away. I don't even have 6,000. I'm on Medicaid. I don't even have a job. But I'm saying that there are people out there, altruistic donors, that have the financial means that $10,000, $15,000 is just a drop in the bucket to them. They could burn that and it doesn't even matter to them. So, man, I'm telling you, if I know your daughter and your wife may be watching, I would suggest put something together. We'll help you promote it. I have different pages. Man, I would definitely do what I can to get this out there. And I even going to the news to share your story, to raise funds, man, because you deserve it. If not, you deserve it to get everything done so you can get fast track up to that list to find either a living or a deceased donor, whichever you prefer. But it's time to get off dialysis, Federico. I feel like you had enough. You know.
Well, it's a new year, so this is all things that hopefully I can get working on or start doing this.
Yeah. Leslie said your family should create a page about what's going on, and that way we can share. I mean, there's a lot of people in this kidney community. We're starting to see a increase in other kidney shows, other platforms, Federico, where you can share your story. We got Hope with Jonathan podcast. We got Kent Bressler, Kidney Solutions. We have Nashonda Larimore with Transplant Talk with Nashonda. We got the Warriors Quest show. We got the Lisa Baxter show. We got Uncle Jim. We got Sisters Against Kidney Disease. I mean, we got so many shows, 2 guys, 6 kidneys, to share your platform, to share that story, to get this money raised, man. Again, $10,000. I don't know what implants cost or what you need done, but I'm sure $10,000 to $15,000 should do it, and at least have some money left over far as for the transplant that they want you to have. We just need you to share the story or have it down so we can share it and create buzz about this. That's with your permission.
Yes. Well, your show is the only place I have publicized this. I have never gone on any other show or format to publicize this, except for, the different groups that I belong to on Facebook in terms of like surviving dialysis and I hate dialysis and so forth, the different groups on Facebook. So I guess I just need to start working on that this year and get it done and over with.
Yeah. We want to try to start that sooner than later. Again, Molly, your daughter, it sounds like she does a lot for you, or you got a big support system. My man John, thank you for engaging. Yep. He says start getting dental estimates.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, man, because even your daughter or your wife, I just hope they move on this, because I don't want to see you on dialysis a day anymore, man, a day later, because I just feel like you should have never started. That's all. I just feel like you should have never, started. Again, I don't know your medical conditions, but I just feel like everything should have been monitored and in place. So when that time did come, everything would be like bip, boom, boom. I don't know that many doctors, but I'll try my best. No, I am. I want to try something, man, because you in Oregon, so I don't know what the dentists are like out there, but I would, like they say, try the dental college, see what they can do, how many dental colleges are out Oregon, the dental schools, and just do what you can do, bro, because we want you to have a transplant, and we're going to make that our goal for 2021. I'm serious. I got
I
Jared.
appreciate it, and
Oh,
I appreciate it.
oh, Jared of the Warriors Quest said he interviewed 2 to 3 kidney warriors that had to have their teeth or dental work done. And I know another guy out in California that needs dental work done. So you're not the only one, man. And Leslie says, don't wait, Federico. You got to get this ball rolling. Man, people are on your side, man. They lighting the fire. Your daughter says so many good ideas from this. Man, we behind you, bro. I mean, it's no coincidence it took this long for us to have this conversation, and that you've seen all the other shows I've done
Right.
Since you reached out to me or shared your story on that feed that I happened to see, and here we are now talking about it. It's your time. This is your time. I feel it. 2021 is your year. Steve the Kidney Nurse, Urban Health Outreach Media. We're going to do everything we can to fast track you in raising these funds and getting dental work done. I mean, I'm just going to do it. Look, even if I got to go on here, because if I don't see no GoFundMe, even if I have to create a fundraiser myself to help you out, I'm going to do it.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Yeah, with your permission.
Right. Of course. But
Yeah,
this is the new year, and I'm hoping this is the year that I can get all this straightened out.
Let me ask you this. Do you have a PayPal account?
Not at the moment.
I suggest you. Oh, John is your friend and neighbor. Thanks for watching, John.
Right.
I appreciate you.
Yeah.
God bless you for watching too. And John, you his neighbor, man, put a fire under him. I'm not saying that he's not going to do it, but we want you to try to help lead that charge, man. We got to get this gentleman his due rights. And that's a kidney. And Molly, you his daughter, I'm sure you're familiar with Cash App and PayPal. I suggest setting up an account for your dad so we can get this information and so we can start getting these funds raised. We got to do this, guys. 14 people that is watching. Share this broadcast. Let's help Mr. Federico get this dental work done, as well as other people. I know there's other people who may be watching that says I may need dental work too, and I need the same, donations. However, I see this as a different situation because Mr. Federico gave the gift of life to his brother, and if he didn't do that, he may not be in this situation because he will probably still have one remaining kidney function, or that decline wouldn't have dropped that drastic. Who knows? But this is I feel, an urgent situation, an urgent case. And John said PayPal is very easy to set up. Your daughter says she can set that up. He said he'd be glad to help. Federico, I know it's coming down to an hour. Let me just say this before I want to give you the last closings, but you have my number. I gave it to you. You're more than welcome to share my information with Mr. Manro, and anything we can do to assist. I'm going to be honest with you. When I get off of here, I'm going to go get something to eat, but but I'm going to create a fundraiser for you, and in behalf of Urban Kidney Alliance. And let me just share this, and I'll share with everybody, because I want to be transparent. as clearly as possible. When we're authorized to do donation, Urban Kidney Alliance, we're a 501c3 nonprofit organization. With that being said, with Facebook, when you donate, there's a third party that sends the money to the organization, but that's 60 days after the fundraiser is over.
Okay.
So with that being said, whatever is raised, I will send that money. Like if we do a fundraiser for a month or however long, whatever is collected, I won't wait that 60 days. I'll go ahead and send whatever's collected out of my pocket, long as it's not over $1,000. But no, I would send whatever's collected. Say we did it for 3 weeks, 2 weeks, whatever's collected in that time, I'll send that to the account that they have set up for you specifically for this dental work.
Okay.
You agree to that?
Yep, no problem.
All right, great. You got my number.
Yeah, I got your number.
Make sure you share it with your daughter, John. Man, we want to get this done for you. We want to get this done. Seriously. I didn't know I thought about it when you told me, and I reached out to some people to find out, but with this new information that you said that they want you to have so much in the account, I know other people here in Baltimore that didn't have any money saved up. And they didn't ask them to have $6,000 in the account. I just think that's ridiculous.
Well, that's how it is. Unfortunately,
no, I know that's the reality, and that's why we want to do shows like this to let people know. But Federico, before we close this show, what do you want people to know about your situation?
Well, first thing is, if I had to do it again, I'll do it over. No problem there. But right now, I just need help getting funds to get whatever dental work I need done so that I can get put on the kidney list for a transplant. And right now, I have 2 people willing to donate a kidney to me, and that's my dog, Molly, and one of my neighbors also said that she would donate a kidney to me. So, but the thing is you have to get on the list to get the ball rolling, I guess. You can't just walk in and say, hey, I got somebody who wants to give me a kidney, let's set it up, Don't work that way.
We lost our connection with Federico. Hopefully he'll come back. But I was just sitting here back thinking, like, hearing this guy's story, like, my God. I hope Jen Benson, Transplant Journey, is watching. We any transplant organizations that can do something in this gentleman's behalf, please reach out to him. I'm definitely going to start once I end this broadcast and get something to eat, I'm definitely going to start a fundraiser for him. We had Mr. Keno back. Okay. Thank you for coming back. Now, what was you saying, Federico?
I just need the, money for the donations or whatever, so I can get my dental work done and anything else that has to be done. And from there, then I guess I'll get on the kidney list at the hospital that I went to. But there's one more hospital in my area that I have to check into and see if be any faster going through them. And then, of course, after learning different things here today, I guess I can go to.
We lost him again. He must be having some connectivity issues. Guys, yes, Aries Lee, thank you for watching. God bless you for tuning in. Thank you for your support. Okay, go ahead, Federico.
Yeah, for some reason it keeps I keep dropping, but anyway, it's just a matter of time, I believe. But most of all, right now will be your prayers and money donations if you're able to.
Absolutely, absolutely. Wow, man! Like I said, I'm going to start a fundraiser. I hope other people share it. Guys, look, anything. I know it's a pandemic. I know we all got things going on. I know we do. I know even myself, I'm unemployed, and get little to nothing and still got to pay my bills. That doesn't stop. But once I create this, I'm going to donate $5, $10, $15. I mean, no amount is too small or large enough to donate to this gentleman who sacrificed his life and a part of his life, and now is paying the price for that sacrifice. He is paying the price right now. So, Federico, thank you so much again. Your daughter, Mr. John, if you need to share my number with them, you're more than welcome. So I can get the information. So when I do get the money collected through donations, I could send to them and they could put in their account, and hopefully we can get this goal faster than later. And again, it would be great if you can get an estimate so we can have a goal amount so we can do fundraisers to see how far we reach to meet that goal. That would be very important if I'm not putting any pressure on you, but at some point in a while, if you can give us a goal of the amount of money that you need, that would be awesome.
Okay.
All right. Huh?
I said I'll start working on that.
All right, Federico. And yes, man, thank you for taking the time out tonight, this evening of your schedule, to share very inspirational, but travesty of it, I feel, of injustice of the transplant team dropping the ball and in your care. But thank you for sharing your story. And again, I look forward to donating to this cause to get you on this transplant list and get that kidney either from your daughter or from your neighbor.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate all you done and what you're doing.
All right. Thank you, Federico. And I will be reaching out to you, man.
Okay.
All right. We love the earphones. Tell your daughter we love the earphones.
Yep.
Did they light up? Can they light up now?
Yep. Let me.
Oh, okay. Wait a minute. Oh, on the side. On the side, huh?
Yep, on the side.
Oh, okay.
And
at the top,
the mouthpiece lights up.
Oh, okay. Okay. Molly said yes, those are headphones. They're very, very nice. Yeah. So, okay, Federico, we'll be talking with you. Please, let's get this ball rolling. God bless you, and I'll definitely keep you in thoughts and prayers.
All right, and I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, take care.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye. Guys, I mean, what can I say? I mean, you heard it yourself. You heard the story. Now, what are we going to do? As I said, once this broadcast is over and I get me something to eat, I'm going to create a Facebook fundraiser for Federico Aquino that's going to be called Dental Work for Federico, the donor hero. Something to that heading. But please, whatever you can, donate. Please do. This is not for a t-shirt. This is not for a bracelet. This is not for a hoodie. This is not for my book. This is not for anything else but for this true kidney warrior that I feel has been disgraced by the transplant hospital community. This kidney transplant should have been taking place. This gentleman should not have had to be on dialysis for 4 years. And the sad part about it, not only did he get fast tracked to the top, he didn't get fast tracked, but it took 2 years, 2 freaking years to tell him about home dialysis. Who does that? Who does that? Withhold that lack of information. So that's why we do what we do, because these things happen. We're not just talking out the side of our neck like this doesn't happen. This happens all across the United States, not just in urban Black communities. It happens in white communities, Spanish communities. However, it just depends on where you're at and the privilege you have. And that's just the honest God truth. Nobody wants it that way, but that's just the way it is. And that's why we do the shows we do. We don't care if you're privileged, not privileged. We're going to still give you the information so you could be armed when that time comes. When you need a kidney because you gave your kidney to someone, now it's your time. Or even on the donor list right now, and you didn't even know about some of the things that's going on, like being listed in another hospital. So this whole transplant situation, I'm be honest, doesn't leave a good taste in my mouth. Why is it that some people don't have to have $6,000, but some other people got to have $6,000 saved up? Why do some people don't have to lose weight, but some people have to lose weight? I mean, where is the balance across the board? I know some places have different criteria. I understand that. But if the demand is so great, right, and the list is so long, and you have a gentleman that did his part, even though it was his brother, he still did his part. And now, when it's time to pay up, when you pour that slot machine down, because that's what happened. Federico gave to his brother. It's like he poured the wheel of the slot machine, right? He gambled. Like a lot of us. Many people who donate, that's a gamble. Because you don't know what's going to happen down the road. You don't know if you get into a car accident. You don't know if you have back pain or some issues with your back, and they want you to do an MRI, and you drink some contrast and don't even know that contrast can knock your kidney out, and it knocks it out, but no one educated you about the contrast dye. Or you could have arthritis or some other ailment going on, and you could be taking nephrotoxic pain medication like Aleve, Advil, and not know that they nephrotoxic. You can get a tooth infection and be on vancomycin and not know that this antibiotic can knock your kidneys out. Or how about this? You can have one kidney and get strep throat, and that can knock out your kidney. So don't get it twisted. As admirable, heroic, the courage that donors go through, they are literally pulling the jackpot wheel, right? Or playing cards, blackjack, shooting crap, and you come up short. And that's what happened in this situation. So again, I call on the kidney community, whether you rich, poor, whatever, across the continent. We had a gentleman tonight who shared his story that gave a donation that unfortunately now is on dialysis because the people that needed to monitor his blood work and make sure that that didn't happen to him, that he go on dialysis, failed to do that. Now, Federico's been on dialysis 4 years. 4 years. Let's get him off dialysis, guys. Let's get him off. Thank you for watching. I want to thank all our new people who watched. Yes, Jerry, we got to take action, man. Let's get this page up and running. Thank you, Marley Aquino, for watching. Thank you, John. Please, guys, if you can, if you like what we're doing, please, I beg you, share, like, and subscribe. Steve the Kidney Nurse YouTube page, Urban Health Outreach Media YouTube page and Facebook. Also the Warriors Quest page on Facebook and YouTube. We're all about education, getting the word out. And tonight, this story needed to be told. I want to thank Aries Lee for watching, and all the new people who watched. Really thank you. Kevin, as always, did you get your book yet? You should be getting it because I know Katisha and some other people received theirs. So if you got your book, please let me know. Take a picture. Let me know right now if you're still watching. God bless you, man. Have you done any hunting lately? Leslie, thank you for watching. I appreciate all your engagement. Man, that mall, that wholesale mall, 14 stories, over 1,000 stores. I don't know. I couldn't walk. How could you go to all those stores? I mean, it would be like, I would have to have a Segway, be riding on it, going through, because I couldn't walk my back. I couldn't be on my feet that long, Leslie. I had to have a Segway and ride through and do like that. So thank you guys for watching. Good night, John. I appreciate you watching. Thank everybody else for watching. God bless. And again, tune in tomorrow night for the Lisa Baxter Show and World Kidney News, as I have on, or we spotlight Primo Healthcare. They do home dialysis, and they do it all across the United States. So hear how their CEO, John Venuto, will be explaining his concept and business model for Primo Healthcare Services. Thank you guys for watching. God bless you. Have a great evening. We'll see you tomorrow for World Kidney News International at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, with the Lisa Baxter Show at 8 p.m. Oh, Lisa's going to have How the Owl creator, Brenda Cortez, from How the Owl. So this is going to be an awesome Sunday night. Tune in tomorrow on the Urban Health Outreach Media. Thank you guys for watching. God bless you. Thank you for your support. Good night.
uh-huh.